have toward Reklev's EUIC winning Charizard deck profile. Tord started off by playing four. I was going to say three. I know this isn't a Heat Tackle Charmander. Just know there's supposed to be four. I lent one out to a friend. Got to get those back. But we have four of the Heat Tackle Charmander, 60 HP. Does 30 damage for 1 fire energy with 10 damage to itself. So, of course, if you're going up against, from last format, it was always Roaring Moon EX. You could use this to knock out the Roaring Moon EX as long as it didn't have an Ancient Capsule booster tool on it. But this also allows you to set up in the beginning of the game. So if you don't know what the way the Charizard deck works, is you pretty much just want to get out a lot of your small basic Pokemons, and then you come back with a Big Daddy Zard. So you play 3 of these Heat Tackle Charmanders. Sorry, 4 of them. I keep saying 3 because I only have 3. So you play 4 of them right there. And this card, once again, just sets up the 30 damage to basically allow you to, hit the certain EXs and Vs. We do play 1 Charmeleon. So this is the Flare Veil one. And of course, Tord's mindset is you only want to play this one because it does stop Sableye. So if somehow your, Jirachi is in the prize or something like that, or it's, got bossed out or prime catchered out or counter catchered out and knocked out and you don't have the super rod, this Charmeleon allows you at least to protect yourself from this Sableye. As you're going to see with this deck, he definitely realized that in the beginning of the game, he can take on the Giratina V-Star. That's what everyone was talking about in the tournament, was that, Giratina V-Star in that deck had the ability to beat Zard because of now Maximum Belt allowing you to do the full 330. You have the Star Requiem allowing you to, just instantly KO this Charizard-EX. And then you also have Iron Leaves. So you can see the way Tord built his deck is that he wanted to protect against, in the beginning, being able to just out pressure the Giratina V-Star deck with just being able to, trade 2 prizers. So you do have your 3 Big Daddy Zard Charizard-EX. Busted card. Honestly, I was calling that Charizard probably would win it. It's a pretty easy call. But I did say that for Charizard to only be a $3 card, I know Pokemon printed the crap out of this card. Different rarities. It's had almost every rarity you could think of in Pokemon. That this card should go up in price. No, I'm not saying to make the game more expensive, but Daddy Zard is just so good. It's really hard to, kind of compete with him. Being able to just have a broken ability, there's no path to the peak in the format. This deck just goes bare. It's very, very good. But like I said, a lot of people may question why not play of course, this one is the 60 HP, so just remember that. Why not play any of the 70 HP Charmanders? And that's because you play Jirachi, where a lot of Charizard decks were taking that out of the build, and Tord probably felt that a lot of people were teching in for the Charizard matchup. Next up, 2 Pidgeys. You're going to play the Call for Family just because, in the beginning of the game, if you have a bad setup, at least Pidgey then can, if you don't see any of your Puffins or Nest Ball, Pidgey at least can set you up there. So you do play 2 Pidgeys. And then we do play 2 Pidgeot EX, the quick search ability. Free retreat, of course, so allows you to be the opening Pokemon. Once a Pokemon gets knocked out, you can bring out Pidgeot EX and then retreat after, drawing cards. So 2 Pidgeot EX. And Tord pretty much combined the, 2 styles of, basically Charizard. You have the Pidgey build, which you guys have seen on the channel, and then you had the Babero build. So we combined both of them because he realized, with the Babero build, you love the draw cards, but you also don't get the ability to search out that one piece, because sometimes in a Babero build, you're always just missing the other piece. And same in the Pidgeot deck, where you can search out those pieces. The issue is the late game Roxannes, Ionos, they hurt the deck because there's no draw engine, so combine the 2. Pretty smart. And for your last attacker, you do play the 1 Radiant Charizard. Just a very good card. For 160, doesn't lose, as you saw in the tournament, to anything like a Cram Hit. Combustion Blast is really good. With any of the Defiance Bands and Choice Belts, you're allowed to do 280, that 30 extra damage from either of those tools. So once again, allows you to crack back on the Giratina V-Stars and any EXs that might have boosted up. Also opposing Pidgeot EXs as well. It allows you to attack that in the mirror match. For support Pokemon now, so that's all your attackers. He did play the 1 Rotom V. Rotom V just overall so good. Instant charge. Once again, you're never attacking with this. And if you do, you can open it and still retreat it, and you have a collapse in the deck to get rid of it. But instant charge just allows you to draw cards in the beginning of the game. And then we have one Lumineon V. A lot of Charizard decks had cut this because you do have quick search, but sometimes it's just nice to quick search for the other card you need, and then you can Lumineon for the Arvin. So just a little bit of versatility. You do play a couple of scoop up cards. We'll show you those, and that's something special to Tord. Pretty much to help him against also the stall matchup. So being able to Lumineon V, grab something, and then pick it back up with like Professor Turo, really good. So we'll put those down there. Once again, trying to make it so you guys can see all the different Pokemon we play. And then this is the cool line that he teched here. So you're playing the one Bidoof. You know, this is the Pokemon that, as long as it's on its bench, you prevent all damage done to this Pokemon. So you can't Radiant Greninja this Pokemon or anything like that. You can still Sableye it, and that's why you still have the Jirachi. So one Bidoof. Once again, draw support. And then we do play the one Babero. Industrious Incisor is so good. Draw until you have 5 cards. So as you saw in the tournament, late game, you get rid of those dead Poffins by keeping a bench space open. And then you just basically burr through the deck. And then Babero draws 5. Whatever you draw for your combo of the Rare Candy Zard, Pidgeot-EX searches out for the other card. So we do love that line. And I do like the 1/1 line. Of course, you have to make sure you don't end up prizing it. And we do play this one mysterious card. I swear I had this card, but I guess I don't. So I will put the picture up right now. It is the Cleffa. So this is the Cleffa. Has free retreat. I think only 30 HP. So it's getting knocked out by pretty much even opposing like Heat Tackle Charmanders. But it allows for no energies. Draw until you have 6 cards. So really good setup. Great Pokemon to start off in the beginning. Draw 6 cards. If you don't want to put down the Rotom V, you kind of use Cleffa because it pretty much does the same thing. Because this deck always wants to go second in most matchups. So you do play the one Cleffa. And that was a special that you saw a lot of players at the tournament playing, where they were like, you know what? If I don't want to bench down the Rotom V, because maybe I need to put down the Lumineon V, I would rather just have a 1 prizer. And then that allows you to play Defiance Band. So then on the crackback, you can do that extra 30. Now for just a bench support Pokemon, we call it, we play one Manaphy. Manaphy, once again, protects against any damage done to the bench. So we'll put that there next to the Cleffa. And then you do play one Jirachi. Jirachi, once again, as you saw, did a lot of work for Tord against Isaiah Bradner, so he couldn't even go into the Sableye plays. So Jirachi was extremely good. So that is the Pokemon lineup. Now let's get into the supporters. Make sure this is quick. So we play 3 Arvin. So, you know, most decks play 4. Because of how much this deck draws, you don't worry about not hitting any of your supporters because of the consistency. We then next play 3 Iono. Iono is a very good card. Once again, late game, early game, it just does everything you really need it to do. So Iono is super important. 2 Professor Turo's Scenario. Now this card, a lot of people will say, well, Tord's build loses to the Snorlax build. Now, of course, it's a hard matchup, but at least Professor Turo's Scenario allows you to pick up the Pokemon, and then in that matchup, you can discard them through the Ultra Ball, so that way you're not afraid of anything like an Erica's Invitation, because, of course, that's something that you are scared of. You know, you don't want that Pokemon coming out to the front. And then you play 2 Bosses Orders. We have the Giovanni's here. Tord, realizing boss so good. You only need 2 because you do play a supporter that does get back the boss. So it's pretty much 3. We do play the one of Roxanne. Roxanne. I will slide these over. The one of Roxanne. And then we do play the one Team Yell's Cheer. This pretty much acts as, you know, your 4th Arvin, your 4th Iono, your 3rd Turo, or actually multiple of these, and then Boss's Order. So you pretty much also get to shuffle back Pokemon. So really good to shuffle back the Zards. That way your Super Rods can mainly just shuffle back energy. So Tord really knew what he was doing there. Next up, we play 4 Ultra Ball. Once again, best ball search in the deck. You really need the 4 Ultra Balls. Super important when it comes to searching out your Pokemon, and then also discarding your hand down so you can draw off the Babero. And then we have, let's bring these out, 4 Buddy Poffin. And this is what makes Zard even better. So you don't have to rely, once again, on the Battle VIP Pass. You can just hit when it comes to what you need it to do. You can pretty much just use Buddy Poffin. So once again, if you don't have the greatest start, you can Cleffa and then Poffin to get your Charmanders. So once again, you're kind of playing this game of you want to go down maybe on a prize and then crap back with the Zard because it does the extra 30 damage. You still have to play the 4 rare candy. It's pretty much your way of being able to, evolve your Pokemon faster instead of having, you don't play a Pidgeotto. So you need it for the Pidgeot-EX. So you play 4 rare candy. Super important. And then next up, get into the rest. We play 2 Super Rod. Once again, because of the the Team Yell's cheer, you can get back some Pokemon with that, so you don't have to waste your Super Rod on getting a Pokemon back. 1 Nest Ball. Once again, this searches out the Rotom V. Pretty much that's what you're using it for, or to search out, if you're missing a Charmander or missing a Pidgey or the Cleffa or a Barrel. Really good. 1 Counter Catcher becomes really good when they knock out the Cleffa. You use Counter Catcher, you can quick search for it to then knock out whatever Pokemon you want. 1 Lost Vacuum, really good against the Roaring Moon Ancient Box deck, where they have the capsules, and it adds HP. It's also good against Raging Bolt EX as well, because, that becomes a 300 body Pokemon, and we don't want to deal with that. So you just do the damage, and then you Lost Vacuum it. They promote, you take a second prize. So really good there, the Lost Vacuum. Super clutch. We're just getting a little dry. And Tord was playing Prime Catcher. Now, everybody before the tournament, oh my God, Maximum Belt, it's perfect. It allows you to do the 330 damage that you need. But Tord realized, you know what? If I play something like a Defiance Band, let the Cram take the first hit, I should always theoretically, if we're doing a 2-prize trade, they go down to 1, I go to 2, and then I have my chance to then, just take advantage of the Prime Catcher ability. Once again, good against Snorlax Stall, allows you to get out your active Pokemon and switch it. So overall, it's just a very good card. So you supplement with like the Choice Belt and Defiance Band, which lets you hit any Pokemon. And speaking of Defiance Band, 1 Defiance Band, really do like this card. If you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent, the attacks of the Pokemon this card is attached to do 30 more damage. Really good. And then the 1 Choice Belt for any V decks. We play 1 for Seal Stone, just even busted. So you have pretty much like 2 quick searches. And then you play the 1 Collapse Stadium. You can collapse any of the damaged Zards in the mirror match to, put the prize trade in your favor. Collapse the Pidgeot-EX. Or if it's a 2-prizer and you just want to sit with a Zard, you can collapse it as well. And last but not least, the energy. You play 6 energies. Now, of course, we've always been talking about using the Mist energy when it comes to protecting you from, example, Roaring Moon, Giratina V-Star, Star Requiem. But we use just the fire energies because you pretty much want to just play around that. So he felt that there was no need for the Mist energies. So guys, overall, that is Tord's deck. Hey guys, this deck, Zard, it goes burr. This is what Pokemon wants. They want Big Daddy Zard to come back and just really take over the format. This is the deck to beat. So now, local tournaments, bigger, nationals, Orlando regionals coming up, people will be teching against the Zard matchup. Maybe more grass Pokemons like a Venomoth deck or an Iron Leaves deck. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, become part of the Poke Kingdom. It's been the King. Peace.